Welcome back, guys. Well, today I'm here at the put-in for my backcountry canoe camping adventure. Stay tuned. So we're through most of the first bit of the paddling here on Wolf Lake, and now we're going to head into Crab Lake. So I'm going to keep on paddling. It's been a really nice paddle. The wind's coming just from behind us, so pushing us along as well, as us paddling, so it's great. Well, straight ahead is the portage. So unload our gear and head on over to the other lake. It's a bit overcast today. There's beautiful, a few little flurries in the sky right now, but it's a great day for paddling. Nice to have the wind at our back, that's for sure. The portage is really nice. It's not very long, like 150 meters or something like that, so we can bring our gear back and forth a couple times. Anyway, it's really cool out, so I'm really glad to have my my coat that I brought. You can see I've got my Black Rock hat on. I'll talk a bit more about that. I love it. It's merino wool. It's nice and warm for a day like today. Let's take a look out at the lake. That's where we came in. It's beautiful. The portage is a bit rocky. It's a bit awkward for our boats. It goes up that way. Just up here, we were actually greeted by a broad-winged hawk, I think. We came in, at first I thought it was a grouse, and then it flew right up to say hello and flew off. And here's the lake we're going to paddle on next. It's beautiful. Leaves are still on the trees here. It wasn't 100% if we'd have some nice fall colors left, but we do. Here we are, beautiful lake. Pretty sure we're the only ones on it right now. Wind's picking up. Straight ahead, the tip of my canoe is pointing at a loon. It's coming into its winter plumage. Well, we're almost at the campsite, and it's just around the bend here, so we're going to scope out the area. Looks like there's going to be some nice hiking, some nice vantage points around here. I think there's also a lookout, so pretty exciting. Well, here we are, home sweet home. Here's our campsite. We're just trying to find a spot right now. Oh, there's a spot over there to get out, so we're going to head that way. Back this way, there's a bit of a creek, and then the lake is obviously out this way. Got my boat right there. You see, I ended up bringing a little bit extra gear. Check this out. Oh, wow. Oh, someone's left wood for us. How nice. Absolutely. Return the favor. Oh, yeah. Beauty. Nice. Great little spot. Nice views. Southern exposure. Thank you so much to whoever left us some wood. That's brilliant. Picnic table. Bathroom looks to be off that way. It's kind of lumpy. I guess we'll figure out where to put our tent. Oh, mushrooms. Very cool. A trail this way. We'll take a look. Little spot right here, I guess, if you wanted a lakeside view. That's pretty, eh?
That is so pretty. Look at that giant root.
Wow, that's crazy. Look at that tree growing over that rock.
Yeah.
So it's been about a couple hours and we have our site set up. As you can see, I'm on top of a rock face here. We decided to go in this area away from the water. We've got a bit of shelter from the wind with that windbreak there, the rock. It's beautiful in here. Of course, we looked up to make sure there's no widowmakers above our tent, and we're good to go. So we're expecting a winter storm coming through tomorrow night, freezing rain, snow, so we want to be more sheltered. I know a lot of people camp right against the water, but that's more of a summer situation. It's not something we want to be doing right now. Sun's just setting now. I'm just trying my hand at a little bit of fishing. Not sure if I'll get anything. Starting to lose our light, so I've just got a little bit of time here to poke around. It's a gorgeous night. Water's like glass. Very, very light breeze. I feel like I can hear almost like a waterfall or a babbling brook straight ahead. So I'll have to go exploring tomorrow. See what's going on. Just changed into my camp mucklucks. I'm really, really happy I brought these. Changed out of my socks that I was walking around camping. They were getting a little sweaty, and put on my nice mucklucks. I was getting a little chilled, so oh, what a difference. You warm your feet, you warm the rest of your body. We're gonna get supper ready soon. I didn't get a fish. I started losing my light, and I just want to get back into shore. I think I'll make some soup, maybe a little bit of that pea meal bacon. Really looking forward to a nice hot dinner. Looks like we got some fire started here, so I'm gonna make some supper. Oh, it's so nice to have a nice hot fire. What's for supper? Well, I've got bannock and soup with noodles, and I'm also gonna make pea meal bacon. So it's gonna be a good dinner. I've got some tea in my thermos there. It's only 7:30, but it's pitch dark out here. My friend's making an MRE, so that'll be ready in a little bit as well. Pretty pumped to have bannock and hot bacon. It's gonna be good. Look at that, pea meal bacon, yummy. And there's my bannock all puffed up, just kind of warming on top of my pot of noodles and soup. And my friend Birch, that's her pad thai from, what's the kit called?
Backpacker's Pantry. And this is the chicken pad thai. First time. I'll give you the verdict after.
Okay. Gonna try it. My MREs did not arrive in time. I got a notification as I was driving here that they arrived with Canada Post. A strike is delaying everything. So instead, I'm going to be making this, which is totally fine by me.
This is better even when you stir it.
Came with a little pack of peanuts and all that kind of good stuff.
All right. It smells good.
Smells good?
Mm-hmm.
About 20 minutes to rehydrate. I'll let her...
The noodles are a little hard still.
Yeah?
But doable.
Okay.
The flavor is great, actually.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's a huge portion, too. That's like a...
That's a two-person meal.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
But I'll pack on my calories to keep me warm tonight.
Yeah. It's quite cold. So we're getting some calories into us. I think on my bannock, what I'm going to do is I've got honey mixed with peanut butter. So we're going to put that on there. Lots of sugar, good calories. Oh, this bacon's like done.
These noodles are done. That must have been at the top of the water noodle.
Oh, Birch just said the noodles actually are pretty good. So, thumbs up on the MRE. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty much done. That's good. Some ramen noodles and miso soup. And my bannock. Oh, this is so good.
I concur. The bannock is amazing.
Oh, you know, when you're cold at night, this is great calories and it's so good. Baked in oil. That's awesome. So I just finished my supper and I went back to the tent to change. I wasn't feeling 100% and I wasn't sure why. Basically, I was very damp. I was noticing my clothes were just clammy from all the paddling. So really important to check in with yourself in regard to how you're feeling. I realized I was cold. Despite eating, I wasn't improving. So time to change my clothes. And now I feel like $1,000,000. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just making a s'more for dessert. And I'm just using a chocolate covered cookie, 2 of them, and smushing a marshmallow in between. So I'm pretty excited about that. Again, the wind's coming up. It's about 0 degrees, 2 degrees outside right now, but you know, with the wind the way it is, it's probably feeling more like -1, -2. So, you know, batten down the hatches tonight. Tomorrow during the day it's supposed to be good, and then a snowstorm's supposed to come in tomorrow night. So we really want to get our camp prepared tomorrow for that. Probably do a little bit of exploring, and I'm going to put a few more tarps up just to protect the wood and the fire area here as well, because really important that we are able to stay warm when that weather hits tomorrow night. Let's take a look at this more. Well, it's only slightly burnt. Yeah, it's kind of like an arrowroot cookie with chocolate underneath, and then I just smushed the marshmallow in there, so it's a bit messy, so I'm going to let it cool down before I eat it. It's kind of messy, but yummy, sugary goodness. Alright guys, I'm going to get ready to head to bed, so I'll see you in the morning. Well, good morning, guys. It is around 8:30 and just getting ready to get some fire going here at the camp. It was really cold last night. The wind was just howling. It's still howling. I'm trying to tuck behind a tree right here, trying to hopefully dampen down that wind noise for you. The wind's out of an east-northeast direction right now. It's probably 15 kilometers an hour, gusting to 20 at times. My sleep last night was sort of fitful. I slept a couple hours at a time, was up, and then fell back asleep again for a couple hours. Basically because one of my tarps, the Wild Venture tarp, I didn't really tie one of the lines that well, I guess, on one of the corners, and the wind picked up the tarp and slapped it back down again and pulled the guy wire there, the guy line. So anyways, it was flapping away, and I'd wake up as it would slap on the top of my tent. Of course, it was so cold that I didn't want to get up and deal with it, so I just it woke me up every now and then, is the moral of the story. Because it was so windy, didn't really hear any wildlife or anything. As I was falling asleep, there was one wolf howling again. I think it was that same lone wolf I heard as I was as we were getting into camp and setting up. But otherwise, there's nothing around all night. It was very quiet. I think things are getting ready to batten down the hatches. There is a storm coming in, a winter storm coming in tonight. We'll have the day to kind of get prepared, get some wood ready, and batten down the hatches. So I don't know how much canoeing I'm going to be doing today. I think we'll do a little bit of exploring, getting a little bit of wood, but that wind is pretty strong, and for a solo canoe out in a lake, it's not going to be all that fun to be paddling in. So we'll just have to take it an hour at a time, basically. Overnight it was really warm. I had the Teton sleeping bag for last night, and it was extremely warm. It's my Teton -30. So I mean, once I was tucked in there and I had the drawstrings cinched up around my neck, it was like, once my body heat kicked up, it was awesome. So I recommend that sleeping bag for sure. And that Rio-Ran tent, really, even though my tarp had come free a little bit outside of it, the Rio-Ran tent did a great job of keeping out the wind. The fly is very good. I didn't feel very damp or anything like that. Of course, I'm airing out the tent this morning. But yeah, it was good. I brought a lot of gear this time, but it's so worth it, especially right now we're getting ready to face a winter storm. So I'm gonna get ready to get some breakfast going, but first I need to cut some firewood. A little bit of sun this morning. Boy, that wind is cold. It's tough in a provincial park collecting wood for a fire. You don't really want to take down a lot of trees. You don't want to leave a huge footprint that you are here. So my friend Birch and I have been out in the woods just collecting a lot of standing dead, or just deadfall leaves and twigs and stuff like that. So, but obviously in an emergency situation, if we had to cut down a tree, I'd probably make some selective decisions based on just general good forestry practices. If there's two trees really abutted against each other, one taking nutrients from the other, for example, for growth, and the odds are that one of them looked a little bit sickly, had something going on with it, or had a really twisty trunk or things like that, I would probably take that tree down for fire, obviously. So, but just using common sense, you don't want to ruin an area that you're in while you're camping. Trying to leave a minimal footprint. Pine Martin did a great video for crownland camping and trying to make a minimal impact on where you are. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do here today. It's hard. I mean, obviously the site's been used quite a lot. There's a lot of footpaths and stuff like that. So just trying to stick on previous pathways and try to take some, standing dead or just deadfall, branches and twigs and stuff like that to start our fire versus, taking down even more trees than have already been taken down. All right, I'll get back at it. Yeah, we would prop that rock up though against the back. Make it fun for it, yeah. So what we're doing now is just putting one of the canoes behind the fire pit just to have a little bit of a windbreak while we start the fire. We don't want too much wind at the fire or we're going to be going through fuel like crazy. So just want to make some breakfast and don't want to use up a ton of fuel, so we're just going to make that windbreak. There we go. Nothing like the old fire steel. So this was a good bring. This is a little 15-liter container, and just pump some water into it. I'm gonna put only about a half an inch of water in here to make some eggs. You know, to boil a hard-boiled egg done to perfection, you don't need a whole pot of water. All you need is about a half an inch, and you stick the egg in there and put a lid on it and boil it for 6 minutes, and you'll have a perfectly done egg with a little bit of a runny center to it. So I'm gonna do that for breakfast.
I'm on it.
Cheers. So there we go, there's my egg. Again, I'm not even boiling it in very much water. You can see it's sort of, you know, now it's boiled down to about like a centimeter of water in there. Boil it a little bit longer than 6 minutes because I kind of forgot about it on the fire there, and the fire's pretty hot. So again, you don't need to use a whole lot of water if you're making eggs in the, you know, at home or in the bush. Just make sure you've got a lid on a pot and about a half inch of water to start, and you're good to go. So this one I cooked, like I said, a little bit longer. But if, you know, again, if I had pulled it off right at the 6 minute mark, it would have been kind of runny in the middle. So I've been good. So we're getting ready to head out. So going to cover up the wood because the weather will be coming in at some point. So just tidying up camp a little bit. Also fixed my tarp. It just jiggled loose in that one corner at night. So I changed the direction of it because the wind directions changed a little bit. So I'm going to just try to jack up the far corner where the flagging tape is, just to get a little bit off the tent there. But I think we're good to go, and we'll come back later on and get ready for the storm. Thought I heard running water at the camp, and I was right. Look at this beaver dam. It's really a tall beaver dam. Beavers really modify our environment. Let's go take a look. You see our boats are down there. This is the pond where the beavers hang out. Beautiful. So we've made it to Blueberry Trail. We're gonna go up and take a look at the lookout here. Look at this rock tripe. It is prolific, very large. And you know, if we really had to survive, if we're in survival mode, we could pick this off of this rock and boil it up and make a soup. We made it to the top of Blueberry Trail, and look at the lookout. Isn't this beautiful? This is all of the lake that we're on right here. So beautiful. Of course, it wouldn't be a WildYam hike without some mushrooms, and Birch just found a good colony of mushrooms here. Look at these. beautiful. We're in this reindeer moss. It's really, really dried out, but these are relatively fresh. Look at that. Must be feeding off of the detritus here in the moss. Beautiful mushrooms. Well, I made it. Such a beautiful spot. We're just gonna have some lunch now and enjoy the view. Stunning. Well, it was an awesome lunch, but we can see some weather coming in. We have to go back. There's some rain clouds over there, and you can see the rain coming down. So we got to get back to camp. It's been a nice lunch, a nice tour of the area, but we got to go. That's really, really tiring, and it warms you up. So firewood warms you twice, once when you hack it up and the other time is when you burn it. So we're just getting a few bigger logs here to get ready for tonight and tomorrow morning after the storm. We just headed across the lake here, and we're just chopping up some birch. It's gonna light up really well. It's still pretty good because it was off the ground. The beavers knocked it down. So we're just chopping it up into smaller logs. And log number 4.
4, baby.
Almost there. She got it. Nice. Another log for the fire. Go Birch. You rock. I think this might be all the weight I can take in mine.
Okay. Yeah, load in my boat.
Whoa. This is going to be one awkward paddle back. Woohoo! I'm like an inch from the water. That was a lot of work. Just heading back to our campsite now. It's pretty windy, but you know what? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I can definitely feel my arms, my back, and my neck a lot stronger after even just a couple days out here. Imagine if I did this like ongoing, it'd be awesome. We did it! Okay, so I don't know what's going on, but as I was setting up the tarp, my heart rate went very, very high. It started at about 280, now it's down to about 220. I'm not exerting myself. I've been resting for the last 45 minutes and my heart's still pounding. So as you can see here, I'm monitoring my vital signs here. It's kind of scary. I don't know why my heart rate is so high. So I'm drinking some water and I'm warming up. And I'm trying to decide whether we should evacuate. I can't keep up like this all night long. I don't know what's going on. I don't feel stressed. I mean, we did a lot of exertion. But, yeah, I've never had this happen to me before. So anyway, stay tuned.